Hello YouTube, Nathaniel Stacy 1 here. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll forgive the rude noises my air conditioner is making in the background while I'm talking. In my last video, I talked a little bit about morality, the subjectiveness of morality, and I compared different versions of morality to each other using the television show The Walking Dead. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit more about morality, though in this case I'm going to talk more about real-world moral situations as opposed to ones found in fiction. To be specific, I'm going to talk about aid we give to poor countries, to impoverished populations, starving populations. There are, of course, many of those, and much aid we've given over the years, not only through our government, but through our charitable organizations. So, for the sake of this video, I'm going to make kind of a composite African population. And no, this video has nothing to do with the current Ebola outbreak. I'm talking specifically about food, water, shelter, clothing, and some forms of medical aid we give to impoverished and starving populations throughout the world. This composite region of Africa I'm going to be talking about is arid. It has few of the type of natural resource that it could use to engage the world economically, and it also has limited resources for sustaining human populations. Now, it has long had small human populations for thousands of years, but in recent generations, as America has, and the West in general, has become aware of the frequent starvation and famine that this population suffers, we want to help. Our morality says we have more than we need, they have less than they need, and we should help them. And I think most of us, I making the video, and most of you watching the video, whether you're religious or secular humanist or what, would agree that it is a moral thing to help this starving African population. So we provide food, we provide water, we feed the starving children we see in the photographs and hear about in reports from this nation, and for a while we make the problem better. Of course, we know the underlying problem is overpopulation. Unfortunately, because this society has for such a long time been in such harsh conditions, it has been difficult for anyone to have a large family. You can have a lot of children, but most of them will die of starvation, of exposure, thirst, and disease. So it's a status symbol to have many children. People in this population continue to try to have many children, most of which starve to death. So we sort of put a patch on this problem by providing food, water, medicine, other benefits. And those children that would starve to death survive. The population grows and begins to grow exponentially and outstrips our willingness or ability to keep providing food and other resources. In fact, as the population grows, the overpopulation problem becomes more severe, and more problems like regional skirmishes develop. So how could we actually fix the problem? Well, we know that since the underlying problem is overpopulation, we could offer family planning advice. We could offer contraceptives to that population and suggest that they have fewer children. We could explain to them that if they only had the number of children they could reasonably care for, they wouldn't constantly have children starving to death. But this advice goes against their culture, which says it's good to have as many children as possible, and they reject our advice and our offers of contraceptives. Now, but we could use other methods to decrease their population size. And I'm not talking about killing anyone. We could, for instance, make our offers of resources contingent upon their willingness to use our contraceptives. But most of us would say, that's immoral. You're taking away their freedom, and you're making them choose between having children or having enough food to eat. And that's just wrong. But we could, on the other hand, you could say, fortify the food we give them with chemicals that would reduce their fertility, and therefore bring their population under control. But most of us also would say, that's wrong. So our Western morality, whether we're religious or not, is causing us to feel that we need to make their situation worse. We're not really stopping children from starving in their population. There will still be starving children, and in fact there will be more of them, because we've boosted their population numbers artificially. And we don't allow ourselves to do anything that would actually reduce their overpopulation, and therefore really reduce the problem of starving children. I don't know how to make this better. I'm not suggesting a better alternate morality or that we should force poor people in impoverished nations to have fewer children. What I'm saying is, our subjective version of morality actually causes us to make problems worse for these people. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll comment. I hope you'll like. If you haven't already, I hope you'll subscribe. And I hope you'll come back and watch more videos. Thanks for watching this one. Until next time.